I can. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll hear more from Jocelyn Benson's new running mate as she continues to push to become the next governor of Michigan. Plus, we'll break down a huge primary day yesterday that could impact more than just those individual states. And we'll have some of the key takeaways from a town hall in Forsyth Township focused on data centers. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
And a first look at your forecast as we head into your Thursday, the downslope of the week. We'll start off with plenty of sunshine, but a few things will be changing throughout the day. So just be prepared for that possibility for some evening showers. You definitely won't need the rain gear for the morning, but maybe just have it in your car in case you get stuck in a brief shower for any evening plans. But temperatures are going to be on the cooler side for us here in Marquette into the lower 70s. That's fairly seasonal. Maybe should be a little warmer than that. And some of the rain activity may miss us, but I'll have a full detailed look at your forecast in just a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. Democratic gubernatorial nominee Jocelyn Benson named her running mate this afternoon. State Senate Majority Leader Winnie Brinks will join Benson on the ticket once the candidates are confirmed later this month. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy takes us inside the announcement.
We now know State Senator Winnie Brinks will join Jocelyn Benson on the Democrat ticket for governor in November. The pick could shape how Benson balances her campaign and signals where she's looking to shore up support.
When it came time to choose a running mate in this campaign, I thought a lot about how much I wanted someone who knows what it means to show up, roll up your sleeves, and get things done.
Brinks has led Senate Democrats since 2023 and brings years of Capitol experience to the ticket.
I am very pleased to have been invited to join the ticket. I really am looking forward to bringing the depth and the length of the experience that I have in the legislature to bear here to get things done for the people of Michigan.
Brinks was born and raised in Grand Rapids on a dairy farm. She worked in the nonprofit sector before being encouraged to run last minute for a seat in the state house, now serving as the first woman to be the Senate Majority Leader in Michigan's history.
What Michigan needs is a leader who fights for the people, someone who has proven she can deliver results and make government work better. That's Jocelyn Benson.
Republican nominee John James picked State Representative Jay DeBoyer of Clay Township earlier this month. The candidates now wait for the official nominating conventions to take their spots on the ballot. For Brinks, it means trading in her Senate gavel for a statewide campaign, with November now less than 3 months away. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
There were a few surprising victories in yesterday's primaries in Florida, Wyoming, and Alaska. Another progressive Democrat secured their party's nomination in Florida for a key Senate race, and one of President Trump's picks for a governor's race lost. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp breaks down the latest.
In President Donald Trump's adopted home state of Florida, in November, they could elect their state's first black governor. Republican Congressman Byron Donalds, who was endorsed by President Trump, could replace outgoing Governor Ron DeSantis. Donalds will face David Jolly, an attorney and former Florida congressman, for the state's top spot in November. Before the primary, the Cook Political Report rated the governor's race as solidly Republican.
Let's go beat David Jolly in November.
And in a major upset, Democratic progressive state lawmaker Angie Nixon defeated retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Alex Vindman to secure the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate race against Republican Senator Ashley Moody. It's another win for progressives that have won key congressional primary races in New York City, Michigan, and Colorado.
Together we went up against the political establishment, against millions of dollars out of state spending. We were outspent 16-1 and we won.
While many Democratic incumbents won their races in Florida, Republican Congressman Corey Mills lost. He faced a series of scandals, including allegations of domestic abuse. On Truth Social, Trump said he told Mills to get out of the race, but that he wouldn't listen. Up in the last frontier, Alaska, voters had to double-check the names on their ballots. Incumbent Republican Senator Dan Sullivan was facing another Dan Sullivan as a challenger. Republicans claim the non-incumbent Sullivan as trying to stir confusion. That Sullivan has denied those claims. The incumbent Sullivan will face former Alaska Representative Mary Peltola in November. It will be a closely watched race for the fight to control the Senate. In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ News.
President Trump boasted on social media that his endorsed candidates did well in Tuesday's primaries, but a Wyoming state senator won the Republican nomination for the governor's race, beating a Trump-backed candidate. Forsyth Township held an open forum earlier tonight focused on the moratorium placed on data center construction. Residents of Marquette County and the surrounding area gathered in Sawyer Elementary School to discuss how the community will approach construction. Residents and citizens around Forsyth expressed concerns on noise and light pollution caused by a possible data center, alongside what will happen with water funneled in and out of the project.
Important for me to be here because I'm the state representative and I need to advocate for what the community wants. And that's why I'm here to get as much information as I can and to get the pulse of the community.
The moratorium on data center construction will continue until June of 2027. Why some forms of exercise may actually be bad for you, and another reason to get more sleep. WZMQ 19's John Truitt has some of the day's top health stories.
Healthy sleep patterns in midlife are linked to having a longer career. A study in Finland found people ages 50 to 68 who had disturbed sleep had to exit the workplace 9 months earlier than people who got good sleep. Researchers say good quality sleep may lead to longer working careers. They say most adults should get 7 to 9 hours a night. Children with epilepsy can face significant educational challenges as they grow older. That's according to a large Danish study found that childhood epilepsy is linked to poorer exam grades and long-term educational achievement. The lowest levels of academic success were among patients whose neurological disorder started when they were very young. Researchers say epilepsy may be accompanied by neurodevelopmental disorders, and it may also make it difficult for children to focus and concentrate. Protecting yourself against dementia may depend on what kind of physical activity you do. A University of Southern California study found that walking, running, swimming, and other leisure time exercise is linked to a lower risk of dementia. However, physical activity done as part of a job is linked with a higher risk of dementia. The study's authors say this may be because manual occupations involve more stress and hazardous working conditions. Those are some of the day's top health stories. I'm John Truitt for WZMQ 19 News.
Drug makers Moderna and Merck saw their stock prices soar today as they test a vaccine to treat melanoma, one of the deadliest forms of skin cancer. In a study of high-risk melanoma patients, the company said the experimental treatment using 2 drugs in combination prevented melanoma from returning or spreading. Moderna and Merck plan to present the unpublished data to regulators at an upcoming international medical meeting.
It's a 1-2 punch against the melanoma. The first punch is a drug called Keytruda that removes the cloak of invisibility. All right, so now the immune system's eyes are wide open, but what does it look for? And that's where the messenger RNA vaccine comes in. Think of it like giving a scent to a bloodhound. The vaccine is giving the scent of the melanoma to your immune system, so the immune system can go out and hunt it down.
Medical correspondent John LaPook says if the melanoma therapy pans out, the breakthrough could be important for fighting other cancers as well. Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast after the break. Plus, we'll chat with another vendor from tonight's Wednesday night downtown farmers market in Marquette. And we'll speak with one girl about the animals she's showing at this year's UP State Fair. We're back in 2 minutes.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back as we soak up the last bit of summertime. There is still plenty of time, though, before at least the fall equinox. Yes, September 1st starts meteorological fall, which is September, October, and November. But the official start of fall, where we can no longer escape it, is September 22nd at 8:04. So there's 5 weekends until then. This one is kind of 50-50 when it comes to rain. So just try to take advantage of any time you can get a dry patch in your weekend forecast to get out and take advantage, because before you know it, that average of 74 for the high temperature will be flipped the other way. It will be 47. So 75 for today's high. Will probably be slightly cooler than that for tomorrow. Not by too much, though. Yes, the rain-cooled air is going to definitely cool things down, but it's not going to be too cold. That is kind of on the way for the weekend. We'll get to that in just a second. But as for the rain outlook, we should be fine for the morning, keeping things dry. We'll have some sunshine before the cloud cover rushes in, but then we are looking at some showers and isolated thunderstorms for late afternoon, early evening. So your Thursday evening plans, you may run into some of those brief showers or even the evening commute, just depending on where you are. This is now your Friday morning commute, where some of that rain is likely to still hang around the Munising, Manistee, and Newberry area. There's also that potential for some more showers to develop out to that western half, because there is that low pressure system kind of right over top the Great Lakes. So you know how that goes when it moves through. There is a longer process where we get that initial round of showers and storms, and then kind of that back end moisture as it tries to move out. So not the best fishing outlook for tomorrow. It's a 1 out of 4 star day for your blades, bait, and tackle fishing outlook. I have a 30% chance of rain, but if you are going to be in the morning time, that's more so going to be that dry period before the evening, especially 7-10. That might be iffy. You might run into some of that rain there. Winds will be from the southwest about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So again, depending on where you are, you may or may not run into those showers. That's just the deal when it comes to those widely scattered showers. But you can see it ticks up pretty quickly from that low chance to probable for your Thursday evening, back down to a chance. It just becomes very isolated for Friday. So tomorrow's rain starts that unsettled pattern for the rest of the week, and it does extend into Saturday at this point. But then Sunday, if you want to keep things dry, that's probably going to be that pick of the weekend for keeping that rain out of the mix. The winds are going to be about 10 to 15 miles per hour, and as for the dew point and your comfortability, it is going to be a bit humid and sticky for your Thursday evening plans. That's when we get that system to move through. But then we get that cool, crisp air for the weekend. Even though we keep that chance of rain in the mix for Saturday, we get very comfortable dew points. So it is going to be that breeze and not very sticky, not very muggy once we clear that rain out for Saturday. Cooler sunshine for Sunday. We copy and paste that into Monday, but the only thing is we'll start to rebound those temperatures into much of the week back to the 70s.
Kelly, thank you again. The Wednesday night market had plenty to offer this week, including a little bit of art and a lot of smiles. Caricature artist Emma Schramm set up at the market, sketching portraits of kids and families while market goers gathered to watch. Beyond the weekly market, Schramm also takes bookings for weddings, business events, and other special occasions, bringing her art wherever people are celebrating.
I do characters weekly at the art market. I also do bookings for events such as like weddings or business events. Get a lot of moms who get really happy about their kids getting drawn. I've had a few tears, especially at weddings, but it's really good. I think that's the best part, is just seeing people's reactions.
The final Wednesday night market of the season is next week. The UP State Fair continued today in Escanaba with local youth showing off their animals. Our Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons spoke with one teen to learn about what it takes to get ready for the fair and why she's been showing animals since she was 9.
This is my 2-year-old senior Japanese Harlequin buck, Noki. This breed is used for meat rabbits. It's not as common up here in Upper Michigan as it would be down south, but these are excellent meat quality animals.
Noki is just one of 10 Class 4 rabbits 19-year-old Scarlett Hansen is showing, and each breed is judged on unique criteria.
The Holland Lops that I have, their body style is called upright compact, meaning their body is nice and tight, close together with their head held high. There's also cylindrical, semi-arch, and full arch. We do have running breeds as well, meaning very energetic, hare-like animals that are large, fast, and just absolutely beautiful animals.
Noki's body type is commercial.
His legs are supposed to be right underneath his eyes, where his hind legs should be kind of lined up with his thighs. He should have a nice arch. Unfortunately, he is blowing his coat, meaning he is shedding. He does kind of look a little scruffy, but he poses the best out of all my rabbits right now.
Hansen says getting rabbits ready for the UP State Fair is a commitment that's not to be taken lightly.
It should be a year-round thing. You should be pulling your rabbit at least twice a week, posing them, making sure their fur is nice and combed out during this time of year. They're building that thicker winter coat in so they don't develop hypothermia within the winter months.
Having spent a decade caring for her animals and taking them to local fairs, Hansen says she's learned a lot of important skills and life lessons, and she plans to continue showing animals even into adulthood.
It helps build public relations with people. It also helps with sociability. My younger brother has certain learning disabilities. He had just recently shown a rabbit at our county fair, and he absolutely just blossomed. He was talking to everybody. He was showing everybody his rabbit. I love animals. They give me a purpose. I think that's beneficial for everybody.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
It was also Senior Citizens Day at the UP State Fair today. Fairgoers ages 65 and older enjoyed $5 admission, along with a wellness fair sponsored by the Menominee Delta Schoolcraft Community Action Agency. Attendees received information from local healthcare providers, assisted living facilities, AARP, and other organizations. Organizers say the wellness fair is a chance to educate older adults about resources they may not know are available in their own community.
It's just important to give back to our community like we do with a lot of our programs.
Our leaders are here. They rely on us to honor all the stuff that they're doing. They do so much for us that I thought that, we could just give back in that way.
The fairgrounds also hosted a congregate meal for seniors at lunchtime. Still to come on your 19 News, Northern Michigan University leadership meet to discuss the upcoming semester. We'll be right back.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Northern Michigan University kicked off its welcome to faculty and staff at its fall convocation this morning. Ahead of the semester, speakers across the Academic Senate, Staff Union, and ASNMU spoke on the excitement of the months ahead. Beginning his first full year at Northern, President Chris Olson also set the stage for his future plans at the university, including an expected shift in leadership for at least 2 senior officials due to their oncoming retirements. Olson mentioned a plan to merge these positions and potentially more to a single person over the next 3 years, creating major changes to the ways university leadership could be managed.
You know, we're looking at a little bit smaller enrollment this fall, and then whatever happens over the next few years. We just want to be very careful with overall staffing and what our budget commitments look like. But again, the reality is Northern is in a great place.
Olson also highlighted a new goal of student engagement this semester through their first month of classes.
So the first 4 weeks are really important for students, and we really want to make sure they get connected. We're calling it Wildcat Welcome. It's really a more focused, integrated approach to the first 4 weeks.
NMU students will make their return to campus this week before classes begin on Monday. For students heading off to college, the next few weeks will bring plenty of firsts, including new financial responsibilities. Jill Schlesinger has some advice for families before the semester begins.
If you're packing up your kids for college, it's time to prepare them financially for the transition. Tracking money is the foundation for every other financial habit. Start with inflows like money from work, study, a summer job, or family, and then move to the dreaded expense side of the equation. There are lots of apps, but a simple spreadsheet can also do the job. Next, while anyone 18 or older can apply for a credit card, they must have independent income to get one. Without that, anyone under age 21 must have an account co-signer. But co-signing can be pretty risky. Instead, parents can help kids open a secured credit card that requires a refundable cash deposit or add them as authorized users on their own accounts. That allows them to spend and build a credit history. One note of caution, if Junior goes wild, parents are on the hook for those charges. Finally, even in the age of peer-to-peer transfers, students still need a bank account. You can keep them at your bank and link the accounts, allowing you to keep an eye on what's going on and transfer money seamlessly. But it's important to review with them compound interest, costly fees like minimum balance and overdraft fees, and electronic bill paying. You can also encourage kids to set up automatic savings, directing at least 10% of their earnings into a savings account. A little financial prep now can help students build smart money habits that last well beyond their college years.
OpenAI is introducing a new version of ChatGPT designed for teens. The company says the platform aimed at young people ages 13 to 17 comes with stronger content protections against self-harm and sexual chats.
I think it's important to note that this is not entirely new. OpenAI did last year roll out a bunch of, a new teen version of ChatGPT with additional safety protections. So this kind of builds on this, and that was a response to a lot of the teen suicides that we saw associated with ChatGPT 4.0. So this version is more designed to help teens learn and think critically rather than just asking it for answers to questions.
OpenAI says there will be new learning tools designed to help students with homework and studying without getting straight to the solutions. Florida became the first state to file a lawsuit against OpenAI in June, alleging that ChatGPT endangers children and the company prioritized profit over public safety. Talk about striking it rich. A teenage construction worker got the surprise of a lifetime when he and his crew uncovered a stash of gold worth millions. Tina Kraus has the story.
18-year-old Kuba and his crew were laying a new sewer line to earn some summer cash when the Belgian builders dug up a fortune.
First I thought those are just a few euro coins in a row, and then you look further and then it turns out that it's actually an enormous amount of money lying there.
More than $10 million in gold, some 4,000 coins and around 50 gold bars hidden in the walls of a cellar.
They were shouting, "We have found gold." But you don't believe it at first until you go closer, take a look, and hold it in your hands, and that is indescribable.
A charity group owns the property and could end up splitting the surprise haul with the construction workers.
We certainly aren't counting our chickens before they hatch at the moment. Nor are we thinking about what we're going to do with it yet. Right now, we're mostly still surfing the wave of amazement.
Police say the gold is now in a high-security vault and will stay there as they investigate where it came from, when it was hidden, and who it belongs to. Any legitimate owner has 5 years to speak up and claim it. So for the finders, silence really could be golden.
Singer Bruno Mars is announcing his latest collaboration with a cat. Plus, things are heating up for the Jonas Brothers as they head back on tour. Gwen Baumgartner has tonight's entertainment headlines.
Minions, monsters, and Mets, oh my.
Let's go Mets! Let's go Minions!
The yellow characters were seen dancing through Citi Field ahead of the Mets-Padres matchup this week. It was meant as a fun way to promote the Minions and Monsters movie, which is now available to buy or rent on digital platforms. The movie was the franchise's lowest earning at the box office. The Joe Bros are back. Oh! The Jonas Brothers took to social media to announce they're headed back on tour. The Burning Up Tour all over again will head to 45 cities beginning late next month. Pre-sales are underway and general tickets go on sale Friday. The announcement comes just days after the brothers hit the red carpet in California to promote the movie Camp Rock 3. They all act in the film and serve as executive producers. An unexpected but fun duet is taking music fans by storm. Check out this Bruno Mars Hello Kitty collaboration, making its way onto parade floats and even merchandise. The Grammy winner is performing on his sold-out tour, but fans who weren't able to get tickets can now enjoy these Bruno Mars Hello Kitty pop-ups in select cities.
Now stay tuned, your final look at weather after this.
And a final check of your forecast preparing for your Thursday. We are bringing that rain back into the forecast, but at least it's gradual. Things will start to gradually change throughout the day. The first thing will be that cloud cover. We'll start off with sunshine or a mix of sun and clouds for the morning. Some cooler temperatures. We should get to the lower 70s before that cloud cover and showers rush in for us here in Marquette, but down to Iron Mountain and Menominee, places like Iron River. You'll probably reach that lower 80s mark, but we will see a line of showers and storms moving through at this point. The time frame looking like late afternoon, early evening. So have the rain gear handy for your Thursday evening and Thursday night plans. Won't quite need the rain gear as much for Friday morning, but we are going to see some showers intermittently throughout the rest of the day on Friday. Those temperatures are near average for that 6 to 10 day outlook. It is going to be cooler headed into the weekend, lower 70s for Saturday, looking at probably mid 60s for Sunday. That's the coolest on our 7-day. And then we get that sunshine continuing for Monday back to the lower 70s.
Kelly, thank you again. And finally tonight, it's a luminous and squishy first of its kind attraction. People in Pompano Beach, Florida are floating to what's believed to be the first U.S. museum dedicated solely to jellyfish. According to its website, the private museum hosts up to 25 unique species of the translucent invertebrates from around the world. The graceful predators rotate through the gallery's 21 tanks. The museum says its mission is to educate visitors and build awareness about one of the world's oldest creatures.
So far, we know about around 4,000 different species that can be called a jellyfish. I also hope people are inspired with everything they see here.
The founders of the museum have built several other successful ones around the world, including their first jellyfish museum in Ukraine. That is all the time we have for tonight, everyone. But guess what? We'll have more headlines for you tomorrow at 6/5 Central. We'll see you then, and have a great night.